After that, we're going to start defining some tools. Now, within an agentic framework, a tool is essentially a modular piece of functionality that you can enable or equip the AI agent with. And it's actually one of the massive benefits of AI agents. So you can give an AI agent an entire array of tools within its arsenal, and then the AI agent itself, through the intelligence of the LLM, will then decide which tool to use at which specific moment. So as an example, the first tool that we've created is the check required checklist items. And what's really important here is that you have to make sure that these functions are not only named appropriately, but also have an appropriate and descriptive doc string as well. Because the LLM itself will use the doc string and the name of the function to decide whether or not to use a particular tool or not. So the logic within this tool, essentially, first of all, it short circuits. So it short circuits if the checklist items have already been checked. So we're not going to bother loading the JSON file again if the JSON file has already been loaded. So that's fine, this first code block here. And then if the JSON file hasn't been loaded, we're actually going to load the JSON file, which is within the data folder. We're going to update the state with the information that's within the customer inquiry JSON file. So whatever information that we've already collected about the customer, let's store that in the state of the conversation. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check all the required fields and make sure that there is nothing that needs to be checked with the customer. If there is stuff that needs to be checked, then we're actually going to change the state of the conversation to is finished, because we no longer need to collect anything from the customer. And then finally, we're going to send a command to the AI agent just to update the state with the latest message and all of the updated values. The second tool is the explain product tool. So as part of the conversation, if the customer wants an explanation about a product, then this tool will essentially explain that product to them using the context that has been provided in the system prompts. So once again, this could call out to a database to gather information about a product, but we're keeping it simple for now, and we've hard-coded these explanations. So this tool essentially will look up the name of a product, and it will return an explanation of that product back to the customer. So it's pretty simple. And then the last tool is actually a parsing date tool. So this is going to be useful for when we want to establish the delivery date for the item. So this tool will take in a date from the customer in whatever format the customer gives it in. So it might be in spoken language form, such as 29th of March at 5 o'clock. It might be, I don't know, next Tuesday at 4, or it could be really vague or very specific. And the LLM itself will use its intelligence to essentially process this date and output it in a standardized format. And once it's done that, once again, it will just update this information within the state of the conversation. So those are the tools.